Now, let's work on round 18. Here, I'll demonstrate using this sample swatch. Find the centered position between the left and right curves. Pick up front post single crochet stitch from the previous single crochets. Insert the hook and join the yarn. Then, make 3 beginning chains. Follow with 2 chains for spacing. Continue with 1 double crochet in the same position. Move down to pick up the half double crochet position on the left side of round 16. Insert the hook under 1-2 threads from the wrong side. Work 1 slip stitch. Then, make 5 chains as a bridge. Next, pick up the position for the DC 2-in-1 on the left. On the wrong side of the second stitch of the increase. Pick up 2 threads and work 1 slip stitch. Chain 5 for spacing. Continue to the left and pick up the position for the DC 2-in-1. On the wrong side of the first stitch of the increase. Pick up 1-2 threads. And work 1 slip stitch. Make 5 chains for transition. Then, pick up the position for the half double crochet on the left side. Pick up 1-2 threads from the wrong side. And work 1 slip stitch. Next, pick up the stitch of the front post single crochet. And crochet 1 double crochet. Chain 2. 1 double crochet. Chain 2. 1 double crochet. From the first slip stitch to here. This makes 1 group. For the rest of this round, repeat this group of stitches. You can also refer to the chart for specifics. Continue crocheting downwards. When you reach the starting position, pick up at the join and work 1 double crochet. Chain 2. Then slip stitch into the top chain from the turning chains. Pull tight. Don't cut the yarn. At this point, round 18 is completed. Continue to crochet round 19. Work double crochets into the chain spaces from the previous round. Refer to the chart to complete this round. After completing this round, cut the yarn. Next, crochet round 20. Locate the position of the 3 double crochets from round 18. Then, find the chain space on the right side. Identify the double crochet from the previous round. At the second double crochet from right to left. Pick up the stitch and join the yarn. Make 1 chain to start. Work 1 single crochet correspondingly. Follow the chart to crochet the corresponding number of double crochets. Work half double crochets and single crochets as indicated. Finish with a slip stitch in the starting single crochet. Pull tight. Cut the yarn. Round 20 is now completed. For the next few rows, you won't be crocheting in complete rounds. You only need to crochet in specific sections. Here, I will refer to these as rows. We'll continue with the previous numbering. The next section is row 21. Start by joining the yarn at the starting position of the previous round. Chain 1 to begin. Then pick up the stitch and work leftward. Crochet 1 single crochet. Follow the chart for the corresponding half double crochets. Work alternating double crochets and single crochets, all the way to the position for the slip stitch as shown in the chart. Complete this slip stitch, then skip a few stitches without working into them. This interval is relatively large. For aesthetic reasons, we will break the yarn here. Hide the yarn tail on the wrong side of the fabric. I consider the section from the starting position to the slip stitch as one group. Then skip 8 stitches to the left. Pick up a stitch and insert the hook to join the yarn. Now work the second group. Start with 1 chain. Pick up stitches to the left. Follow the chart to work the corresponding stitches. Work all the way to the position for the slip stitch. Complete this slip stitch. Again, skip a few stitches below. Break the yarn. At this point, the second group is completed. Refer to the chart and previous steps. Continue working on the third and fourth groups. After completing the slip stitch for the third group, break the yarn as well. For the fourth group, rejoin the yarn and crochet. Complete all these sections. Once the last group is finished, break the yarn. This concludes row 21. Move on to work row 22. Start at the centered position of any group from the previous row. Find the center where there are 4 single crochets. Then join the yarn at the position of the second half double crochet from the right. Make 1 chain as your beginning chain. Insert the hook into the second single crochet of the next 4 single crochets below. Crochet a T or 2 bobble. First, work 2 incomplete treble crochets. Yarn over twice. Insert the hook. Yarn over and draw through. Then yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops. Repeat 2 times. Once. Twice. Now you should have 2 loops remaining on the hook. This is an incomplete treble crochet. Continue with another incomplete treble crochet. Now you should have 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and draw through once. This completes the TR2 bobble. Then make 5 chains for transition. Then insert the hook into the adjacent single crochet position. Work a TR2 bobble. First, work 2 incomplete treble crochets. 1, 2. Finally, yarn over and draw through all loops once. This completes the TR2 bobble. Next, insert the hook under the second half double crochet from the left. Work 1 slip stitch. Then fasten off the yarn. Similarly, treat this as one group. Then, in the corresponding position of the previous round, work this group. In total, work 4 groups. For the remaining 3 groups, refer to the previous instructions or the diagram to crochet. This completes the explanation for row 22. Next, move on to row 23. In any group from the previous row, find the gap between the standing stitch and the puff stitch, and join the yarn there. Then, make 1 chain stitch to start. Next, pick up the chain space to the left. Work 9 double crochets. After completing, pick the gap between the adjacent puff stitch and slip stitch. Work 1 slip stitch. Cut the yarn. This completes 1 group. In total, work 4 groups. Continue in the same manner for the following sections. Continue working the remaining 3 groups. This completes the explanation for row 23. Now, continue crocheting in rounds. Following the previous sequence, this will be round 24. Pick up the center double crochet from any group in the previous row to join the yarn. Pick up the stitch and join the yarn. Then, make 2 chain stitches to start. Next, work a DC2 bobble. First, work 2 incomplete double crochets. Yarn over. Insert the hook. Yarn over and draw through. Then yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops. This is an incomplete double crochet. Continue with another incomplete double crochet. Now you have 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and draw through all loops in one go. This completes the DC2 bobble. Next, work 2 chain stitches for the interval. Skip 2 stitches to the left. Pick up the next stitch position and work a bobble stitch with 3 double crochets, DC3 bobble. First, work 3 incomplete double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Then yarn over and draw through all loops on the hook in one go. This completes the DC3 bobble stitch. Next, work 3 chain stitches for the interval. Then pick up the stitch below on the left and continue. Work 1 slip stitch. Then 3 chain stitches as a bridge. Next, skip 3 stitches to the left. Pick up the next stitch and work 1 slip stitch. Then 3 chain stitches as a bridge again. Skip 1 stitch to the left. Pick up the next stitch and work a DC5 popcorn stitch. First, work 5 double crochets. Release the loops. Then insert into the first stitch space. Draw the released loop through. The fabric will stand out forward. Finally, secure it with a chain stitch. This completes the DC5 popcorn. Then 3 chain stitches as a bridge. Skip 3 stitches to the left. Pick up the stitch in the next position and work a DC5 popcorn. After completing 3 chain stitches as a bridge, when you reach the corresponding group from the previous row, pick the corresponding position and work a DC3 bobble stitch, separated by the corresponding number of chain stitches, at the position between each group. Correspondingly, make a slip stitch for the DC5 popcorn stitch and chain stitches. Please refer to the chart to complete the remaining part. Crochet all the way back to where you started. Pick up the same position and work a DC3 bobble stitch. Then 3 chain stitches. Pick up the stitch of the bobble from below and work 1 slip stitch. Pull tight, fasten off the yarn. Round 24 is now complete. For the next crocheted section, which is row 25, locate the right side of the previous group. Insert the hook into the chain space on the left side of the popcorn stitch at the edge to join the yarn. Then make 1 chain as your beginning chain. Pick up the chain spaces moving left and work 1 single crochet. Continue with 1/2 double crochet in the same position. 2 double crochets. One half double crochet. One single crochet. Then pick up the chain spaces moving left. Insert the hook and work the corresponding stitches. Continue until you reach the chain space on the right side of the popcorn stitch on the left. When you reach the corresponding position, pick up the chain space on the left and work one slip stitch to finish. Fasten off the yarn. This completes one group of the row. Continue with this method to complete the remaining 3 groups. This concludes row 25. From here on, we will be crocheting in rounds. Proceed to round 26. Join the yarn in the center chain space of any group from the previous round. Then make one beginning chain. Work one single crochet in the corresponding stitch. Continue picking up stitches downward. Work the corresponding single crochets all the way to just before the first single crochet position on the left side. When you reach the corresponding position, pick up the single crochet stitch below and make a slip stitch. At the adjacent single crochet position, continue with one more slip stitch. Then, pick up the stitches and work 5 single crochets in the corresponding position. Pick up the popcorn stitch below. On the right side, below, at the position where you previously skipped a stitch, work one slip stitch. Weave into the stitches above. Then make 3 chain stitches. Pick up the top of the popcorn stitch. At the highest braid, work one slip stitch. 3 chain stitches. Skip one stitch to the left. Work one slip stitch. Do not weave into the chain stitches above. Make 3 chain stitches. Pick up the top of the popcorn stitch and work one slip stitch. Make 3 chain stitches. Skip one stitch to the left. Work one slip stitch. For all popcorn stitches going backward, pick up the highest braid and work one slip stitch. On either side of the popcorn stitch, pick up the corresponding skip stitch position and work one slip stitch. 3 chain stitches between slip stitches. In the area of the previous row's group, correspondingly work single crochets and slip stitches. Into the chain space, correspondingly make 1 single crochet, 2 chain stitches and 1 single crochet. No new stitch techniques or methods are used afterward. Everyone refers to the earlier parts and continues crocheting with the chart. Upon reaching the starting chain space, correspondingly make 1 single crochet, 2 chain stitches. Then pick up the starting single crochet stitch, and join with a slip stitch. Pull tight, cut the yarn. Round 26 is completed. Move on to round 27. Join the yarn in any corners chain space from the previous round where there are 2 chain stitches. Make 3 beginning chains. Chain 1 as an interval. Then skip 1 single crochet stitch to the left. Pick up the next stitch and work 3 double crochets. Chain 1 as an interval. Continue to skip 3 stitches. Pick up the next stitch and work 3 double crochets. Chain 1. Continue to skip 3 stitches. Work 3 double crochets. Chain 1. Skip the next 5 stitches. Pick up the following stitch and work 3 double crochets. Chain 1. Then pick up the chain space between the popcorn stitches. Work 3 half double crochets into one space. Separate each set of 3 stitches with 1 chain stitch. Finish this space. Move down to the single crochet area and continue crocheting. Pick up at the 3rd single crochet from the left. Work 3 double crochets. Chain 1. Skip 5 stitches to the left. Work 3 double crochets. Chain 1. Then skip 3 stitches. Work 3 double crochets. Chain 1. Continue by skipping another 3 stitches. Work 3 double crochets. Chain 1. Move down to the left chain space. Work 1 double crochet. Chain 2 and work 1 double crochet. I consider the chain space stitch as one corner of this round. From the position of the previous 3 double crochets to the position of these 3 double crochets, that forms one side. There is a chain 1 between the side and the corner. Continue crocheting according to the side and corner method. After completing the last side, continue with a chain 1 interval. Then finish by completing the starting corner. Pick up the space and work 1 double crochet. Chain 2. Then join with a slip stitch at the top of the beginning chain, specifically at the 3rd chain. Pull tight and fasten off. Round 27 is now complete. Continue to round 28. Join the yarn in the chain space at the corner from the previous round. Then follow the chart to crochet the corresponding double crochets. Note the chain positions at the corners. You also need to crochet chains with intervals. No new stitches or techniques are used. Everyone, please refer to the chart to complete it. At the end, you need to connect with a single crochet. Let me demonstrate the ending method now. Here, I will use this sample for demonstration. Now we have reached the ending position. Continue to crochet 1 chain stitch. Then find the 3rd chain from the beginning chain. Pick up 2 loops and make 1 single crochet. Complete the connection of the beginning and end. This concludes the explanation for the 28th round. Next, we will crochet the 29th round. Start with 3 chain stitches as the turning chain. Then pick up the chain space below and crochet 1 double crochet. Adjacent, pick up the standing stitch or stitch. Crochet 1 double crochet. Next, you need to crochet a 1/3 LCDC stitch. First, skip 1 stitch to the left. Then pick up and correspondingly crochet 3 double crochets. Then pick up the position of the previously skipped stitch. Crochet 1 double crochet. Insert the hook from the front. Pull through from the back. As you crochet, wrap in the 3 stitches on the left side as well. Then yarn over and pull through. Slightly enlarge the loop. Complete this stitch following the technique for double crochet. This completes the 1/3 LCDC stitch. From now on, I will refer to this as a 1/3 LCDC stitch. The fabric should lay flat after completing the stitch. Continue with the 1/3 LCDC on the next section. First, skip 1 stitch to the left. Correspondingly make 3 double crochets. Then pick up the previously skipped stitch. Crochet 1 double crochet. Wrap in the adjacent 3 double crochets as well. Complete the 1/3 LCDC stitch. Continue correspondingly with more 1/3 LCDC stitches. finish this crossing stitch. There are 2 stitches remaining. Correspondingly, make 2 double crochets. Then pick up at the corner position. Crochet 2 double crochets. Two chains and 2 double crochets. Similarly, treat the stitch in the chain space as one corner of this round, from the first double crochet previously to the ending 2 double crochets. This forms one side. That forms one side. Continue crocheting according to the method for sides and corners. You can also refer to the chart for specifics. Finally, complete the starting corner. Make 2 double crochets first. Then crochet 1 chain stitch downwards. Follow up with a single crochet to join at the top of the beginning chain. At this point, the 29th round is completed. For the remaining rounds, continue to crochet corresponding to the previous round. No new stitches or techniques are used. Refer to the chart to complete the remaining rounds. After completing, weave in all the yarn tails on the wrong side. I'll demonstrate weaving in ends using this sample swatch. Follow the texture of the fabric to hide the yarn tail on the wrong side. You can weave in a few more stitches for security. Then trim the excess. Handle the remaining yarn tails in the same way. That concludes the demonstration of Motif 1. Following the same method, crochet another Motif 1. Next, we will crochet Motif 2. We'll start with an adjustable magic ring again. It's all crocheted in rounds. This motif uses 3 new stitch techniques. Half double crochet 4 stitches into the same stitch and crochet together. HDC 5 puff. And a DC 4 tog, 4 double crochets together in one. Please watch as I demonstrate. First, start with a magic ring. Then crochet the first round. First, make 2 chain stitches to start. Then insert the hook into the ring, and crochet a puff stitch with HDC 4 puff. Start by making 4 incomplete half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Finally, yarn over and draw through all loops on the hook in one go. This completes the puff stitch made with HDC 4 puff. Next, make 3 chain stitches for spacing. Then pick up the stitch and work HDC 5 puff. Start by making 5 incomplete half double crochets. Then yarn over and draw through all loops on the hook in one go. This completes the HDC 5 puff. Next, make 3 chain stitches for spacing. Continue behind with 4 half double crochets, then make HDC 5 puff. Separate each puff stitch with 3 chain stitches. Finish with the last 3 chain stitches, then tighten up the ring. Next, pick up the first puff stitch. That is, the braid on the upper right. Join with a slip stitch. Pull tight. Cut the yarn. Leave the starting yarn tail for now. This makes it convenient to distinguish the right side from the wrong side. At this point, the first round is complete. Next, crochet the second round. Pick up the chain spaces from the previous round to join the yarn. Then make 3 beginning chains. Crochet 3 chains down as an interval. Then pick up the next chain space. Crochet 3 double crochets. Three chains as an interval. Continue to pick up chain spaces and crochet 3 double crochets each time. Every 3 double crochets are separated by 3 chains. After completing these 3 chains, move down to the starting position. Pick up a space and crochet 2 double crochets. Finally, join with a slip stitch at the top of the beginning chain. Pull tight. Cut the yarn. The second round is complete. Move down to crochet the third round, on the right side of any 3 double crochets from the previous round. Pick up the chain space where they were inserted and join the yarn. Then crochet a special DC4 popcorn stitch. Start with 3 chain stitches as the turning chain. As you crochet, wrap the floating yarn into the stitches. Crochet 3 double crochets in the same position. Then release the loop. Insert the hook from the top of the turning chain and draw the released loop through. The fabric will stand out forward. Chain 1 to secure. This completes the special 4 DC popcorn stitch. Next, crochet 5 chains as a bridge. Pick up the insertion point of the next 3 double crochets on the left side below, on its right side. Crochet a DC4 popcorn stitch. All subsequent popcorn stitches are crocheted normally. After completing, chain 5 as a bridge. Then, on the right side of each set of 3 double crochets, pick up their insertion points, and crochet a DC4 popcorn stitch. Each popcorn stitch is separated by 5 chains. Continue working down. Finish with the last 5 chains at the starting point of the first popcorn stitch. Pick up the top of the beginning chain and join with a slip stitch. Pull tight. Fasten off the yarn. The 3rd round is complete. Continue with the 4th round. In the first of any set of 3 double crochets from the 2nd round, pick up the stitch and insert the hook. Place the previous round's chain stitches on top here. Weave them in as you crochet. Then crochet a DC2 bobble cluster. Start with 2 chains. Then pick up the same position and crochet an incomplete double crochet. Next, pick up the adjacent stitch to the left. Crochet 2 incomplete double crochets. Pay attention to weaving in the chain stitches from above. Finally, yarn over and draw through all loops on the hook once. Complete the special DC4 tog, 4 double crochets together. Crochet 3 chains as a bridge downward. Then pick up into the spaces beside the popcorn stitch to the left. At the same time, weave in the previous chain stitches. crochet a DC4 tog 4 double crochets together. First, pick up the space to the right of the popcorn stitch. Crochet 2 incomplete double crochets. Then pick up the space to the left. Crochet 2 more incomplete double crochets. Finally, yarn over and draw through all loops on the hook once. Complete the DC4 tog 4 double crochets together. 3 chain stitches as a bridge. Move down and pick up the first 2 stitches of 3 double crochets. Crochet a DC4 tog 4 double crochets together. In the same position, crochet 2 incomplete stitches. After completing, chain 3 as a bridge. Then pick up the spaces on both sides of the popcorn stitch on the left. Crochet a DC4 tog 4 double crochets together. In each space, crochet 2 incomplete stitches. After completing, chain 3 as a bridge. Following this cluster method, continue to crochet DC4 tog 4 double crochets together, separate clusters with a chain of 3. Finish with the last 3 chain stitches. Join with a slip stitch in the starting stitch of the first cluster. Pull tight. Cut the yarn. At this point, round 4 is completed. Continue to crochet round 5. Join the yarn in any chain space from the previous round. Make 1 beginning chain to start. Correspondingly make 1 single crochet. From here on, insert the hook into the chain spaces of the previous round. Continue working the corresponding stitches. No new stitch techniques are used. Refer to the chart to complete this round. After completing it, crochet round 6. Find any chain space stitch from the previous round. Locate the position of the last half double crochet in that stitch. Pick up behind the corresponding stitch. Insert the hook into 1-2 strands of yarn higher up to join the yarn. Then make 4 beginning chains. Make 1 chain as an interval. In the same position, work 1 double crochet. To the left, pick the second double crochet out of the adjacent 4 double crochets. Similarly, pick up 2 strands of yarn from the back and insert the hook. Work 1 slip stitch. Make 3 chains as an interval. Continue to the left and pick the second double crochet out of the next 4 double crochets from the back. Work 1 slip stitch. Make 3 chains as an interval. Pick the second double crochet out of the following 4 double crochets. Work 1 slip stitch. Then pick up behind the half double crochet on the left side. Crochet 1 double crochet. One chain stitch, 1 treble crochet. First, work an incomplete treble crochet. Now there are 2 loops remaining on the hook. Yarn over and draw through in once. Complete the treble crochet. Continue with 2 chain stitches. Work another treble crochet in the same position. One chain stitch and 1 double crochet. I consider these stitches as one corner of this round. 3 slip stitches and the chain stitch positions between them form one side. That forms one side. Continue crocheting following the method for edges and corners. Finish the last edge. Complete the starting corner by working down. Pick up the same position and work 1 double crochet. 1 chain stitch, 1 treble crochet. Two chain stitches. Then pick up the top of the beginning chain. At the 4th chain stitch, join with a slip stitch. Pull tight, cut the yarn. The 6th round is completed. Continue to crochet the 7th round downward. Insert the hook into the centered space of the corner from the previous round to join the yarn. This is the space from 2 chain stitches. Then make 3 beginning chains. In the same space, continue with 1 double crochet. In the adjacent chain space, crochet 3 double crochets. In the next chain space, crochet 5 double crochets. Then pick up the braid formed by the slip stitch. Crochet 1 double crochet. In the following space, continue with 5 double crochets. In the next space, crochet 3 double crochets. At the centered chain space of the corner, correspondingly make 2 double crochets. Two chain stitches and 2 double crochets. Similarly, I will crochet the stitch pattern in this space. Consider this part as one corner of this round. From the previous set of 3 double crochets to this set of 3 double crochets, this forms one side. Continue crocheting according to the method for sides and corners. After completing the last side, finish by completing the starting corner. First, make 2 double crochets. Then, 1 chain stitch. Finally, pick up the top of the beginning chain, and work a single crochet to join. The 7th round is now completed. For the remaining rounds, no new stitch patterns or methods are used. You can directly follow the pattern chart for crocheting. Pay attention to changing colors while crocheting. Complete it. Now the explanation of crocheting motif 2 is finished. Crochet another motif 2, using the same method. With this, the crocheting of the motifs is completed. Next, proceed to sew the motifs together. First, place the 2 motif ones with the right side facing out and the wrong sides together, position correctly. Then fold motif 2 along the diagonal. Place the 2 edges along the side of motif 1. Here, one side of motif 2 is sewn to the front motif 1. The other side is sewn to the back motif 1. This ultimately creates this effect. Here, I'll demonstrate the method with a small sample. Pay attention, I'm mainly demonstrating the method here. The motifs in the small sample are random. Use the invisible sewing method. Start by sewing one edge. Pick up the corresponding color. Take a length of yarn 3 times the length of the area to be sewn. You can leave it a little longer if needed. Thread the yarn into the sewing needle. Then place the 2 motifs to be sewn wrong sides together. With the side to be sewn facing up. Start sewing from the bottom. Locate the 2 chains at the right corner. Take the one closer to the left side. Pick up the top strand of the chain stitch loop with the needle. Similarly, pick up the 2 chains from the back. Take the one closer to the left side. Pick up the top strand of the chain stitch loop with the needle. Pull the yarn through. Leave a little yarn tail. For a secure finish, pass the needle through the same position once more. Then pick up from the front motif below the back loops of the 2 stitches on the left side. Insert the needle from front to back. Pick up from the back motif again. Take the half stitch closest to you. Insert the needle from front to back. Continue with this method of inserting the needle. Sew a few times. After sewing a few stitches, you can gently pull to tighten the sewn section. Here, the seams of the 2 fabric pieces merge on both sides, so that the seam is invisible. This is the technique for invisible sewing. Continue sewing using this technique. When you encounter a chain stitch position, insert the needle and sew once using the same method. Finally, thread the yarn through to the back of a chain space on the front motif. Then hide the yarn along the wrong side of the fabric downwards. As you hide the yarn, tie a few knots for extra security. After that, hide the remaining yarn inside the fabric. You can weave in a few more stitches if needed. For the starting yarn tail, follow the same method. Tie knots and hide it on the wrong side. Complete this step on your own. At this point, one side is sewn together. Continue in the same manner downwards to sew together all the required edges. Complete this on your own. That concludes the explanation of sewing motifs together. Next, we will work on the edging. Start by crocheting the neckline edging. Crochet around the neckline area in rounds. we will use a new stitch technique, SC2 tog. Please watch as I demonstrate. Here, I'm demonstrating with a small swatch. Position the motifs correctly as we did for sewing. Then locate the neckline position on its right side. At the top of the motif, this is actually Motif 2. At the right side of Motif 2's position, pick up the chain space to join the yarn. Then make one chain as your beginning chain. Pick up the chain spaces of the next two motifs below. This is actually Motif 1. Insert the hook and work SC2 tog. First, pick up the same chain space where you joined the yarn. Work an incomplete single crochet. Insert the hook. Yarn over and draw through. You should have 2 loops on your hook. This is the incomplete single crochet. Then pick up the chain space of the corresponding motif on the left side. Insert the hook. Work an incomplete single crochet. Yarn over and draw through. Now you should have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and draw through all the loops in once. This completes the SC2 tog. Then pick up the stitches to the left, corresponding and working single crochets. When you reach the position of the beginning chain, simply pick up the hole where the slip stitch was inserted and continue working from there. Continue crocheting down until you reach the chain space of the front motif. When you reach the corresponding position, pick up the chain spaces from both the front and back motifs. Work at SC2 tog. First, work 2 incomplete single crochets. 1, 2. Finally, yarn over and draw through all the loops in once. This completes the SC2 tog. Continue working single crochets to the left, corresponding one by one. After completing the last stitch position, move down to the SC2 tog position. Pick up the stitches of the SC2 tog. Work a slip stitch to join. Pull tight after completing. This completes the first round. Continue to crochet the second round. Start with 1 chain as your beginning chain. In the same position, work a front post single crochet. Here, insert the hook into the chain spaces on either side of the decrease stitch to continue crocheting. After completing, skip 3 stitches to the left. Pick up the next stitch position and work 5 double crochets. I consider these 5 double crochets as 1 shell stitch. Then skip 2 stitches respectively. Alternate between single crochets and shell stitches. After finishing this shell stitch, there are 3 stitches remaining before the SC2 tog. Here, skip 3 stitches. Pick up the position of the SC2 tog. Work a front post single crochet. Then continue skipping 3 stitches to the left. Work a shell stitch. Continue skipping 2 stitches respectively for the remaining part. Alternate between single crochets and shell stitches. After finishing the last shell stitch, there are 3 stitches remaining from the starting position. Skip these stitches. Pick up front post single crochet stitch, where you started. Join with a slip stitch. Then bind off. Hide the yarn tail on the wrong side of the fabric. That concludes the explanation for crocheting the neckline edging. Now, crochet the edging for the hem. Work in rounds along the bottom edge. For the first round, join the yarn in a chain space at the edge of Motif 2. Then work starting chains and double crochets correspondingly. Next, work 1/3 LCDC stitches correspondingly. When you encounter a sewn position, treat the chain space as 1 stitch and work 1/3 LCDC stitches accordingly. The ending hole of this motif is exactly where the 1/3 LCDC stitches end. Next, from the hole of the next motif, work the 1/3 LCDC stitches according to the established pattern. When you reach the chain space of another motif 2, work the corresponding double crochets and chains. For the rest of the positions, work 1/3 LCDC stitches correspondingly. Beside the chain space of motif 2, there will be 1 single double crochet. After completing, finish with a slip stitch in the starting chain. For the second round, work double crochets into each stitch of the previous round. At the corner chain spaces, work the corresponding double crochets and chains. These 2 rounds do not introduce any new stitches or techniques. Please refer to the chart to complete them. Pay attention to changing colors during this process. After completing, work the third round. Here, I will demonstrate the method with a small sample. Join the yarn in the corner chain space of the previous round. Chain 1 to start. Then work 1 single crochet into the corresponding stitch. Continue by picking up the next stitch and working 2 single crochets correspondingly. Next, you need to crochet the tassels. The tassels vary in length, some are long, and some are short. Start with the longer tassel. Work 13 chain stitches downward. Then pick up the third chain stitch from the right to left, noting that the loop on the hook does not count. Pick up the corresponding chain on the wrong side. This creates a small raised horizontal bar. This is the wrong side of the chain stitch. Pick up the wrong side and work a DC3 bobble. First, work 3 incomplete double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Finally, yarn over and draw through all the loops on the hook. This completes the DC3 bobble. Then, work 3 chain stitches. Then, on the third chain stitch from right to left, pick up the wrong side of the chain stitch and work a DC3 bobble. Next, pick up the insertion point of the previous bobble stitch and work 1 slip stitch. Afterwards, pick up the wrong side of each chain stitch and work slip stitches correspondingly. Finish with the last chain stitch wrong side. At this point, the long pendant is completed. Now move down to the position of the single crochet. Here, skip the single crochet position and the 1 stitch on the left side. Pick up the next stitch position and work 3 single crochets correspondingly. Then, work the short pendant, using the same method as the long pendant, but with a different stitch count. Start by working 9 chain stitches. Then pick up the third chain stitch from right to left. Pick up the wrong side and work a DC3 bobble. Follow up with 3 chain stitches. Then pick up the wrong side of the third chain stitch from right to left and work a DC3 bobble. Next, pick up the insertion point of the first bobble stitch and work 1 slip stitch. Go back down and pick up the wrong side of the chain stitch, corresponding to work a slip stitch. Work until you reach next to the single crochet, and now the short pendant is completed. Skip the short stitch below and the 1 stitch on the left side. Pick up the next stitch position and work 3 single crochets correspondingly. Then work a long pendant. Skip 1 stitch after completing it, and work 3 single crochets. Next, work a short pendant. Followed by alternating between 3 single crochets and 1 long pendant, then 3 single crochets and 1 short pendant. Each time you finish a pendant, skip 1 stitch below. When you encounter the chain space at the corner on the other end, follow the same stitch pattern, picking up stitches and working into chain spaces. Everyone follow this method to complete this round. At the end, pick up the first single crochet and join with a slip stitch, then bind off. This technique has been demonstrated before, so please complete it on your own. At this point, the hem edging explanation is complete. Up to this point, the entire cape making process has now been fully explained. If you have any questions during the process, don't hesitate to reach us via our website, Susan's Family, supporting your handwork experience, sharing the joy of life. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next episode.